Good day, everybody. So, firstly, I just want to say I hope you guys miss me, but don't worry, my absence is just temporary, as this is to provide you guys with your own self confidence. So, welcome. I just want to say again, welcome to our day 3, and today is whereby we want to be testing out our application and practicality from the theories that you guys have learned. Nevertheless, during my absence, nothing insane has happened. The whole movement from yesterday till today was just still stuck in here. And hence, we don't have much things to wait for. So what do Mr. Black Sheep would do? And now I'm Mr. Cloud. So my job is to make you become Mr. Black Sheep. So what would Mr. Black Sheep do before the US session begins in order to obtain ultra accuracy? Nevertheless, we begin now. So firstly, as you guys can know, all these zones we have marked it on Monday, and this we'll leave it for today as our potential reference point. So in order for us to move on, when you begin during a session that you are starting from US session, for example, you don't need to go to weekly, monthly and all that shit. You just have to play on 2 time frames, daily and H4. Because if you start factoring monthly, weekly, yada yada yada, you're gonna get confused, because sometimes monthly or weekly movements are like 500 pips, so you expect today will give you 500 pips, so that's when you can be wrong. So in order to avoid this shit, all we have to do as a trader is just watch where we are right now. And where we are right now is in a position whereby in the past 2 days gold was falling. Boom, boom. How many pips? It dropped 420 pips. After dropping 420 pips, it entered our zone precisely and then rejected and left a daily bullish candle. So knowing that today this candle will close, then we have to first understand in our head how many patterns can this candle close in or as. Because you have to let your mind see first. So how do we do that? For example, pattern number 1, the candle over here can close as red. That's pattern number 1. Agree? Pattern number 2, this is 1. Pattern number 2, it can close as red and breaking the pink box. Potential number 3 is what? Who can take a guess? Potential number 3 is today it closes as doji. This is the shitty part if it happens. Like that and like that. Or potential number 3, it does a bullish ending of the day. So meaning suddenly the market starts to spike before it closed to go into this purple box. So that one you will get what kind of a candle? This kind of a candle. So that's when your mind is clear. You have to be certain first. Because you know the levels you guys are playing here are critical levels. If it breaks, it can burst. If it reverses, it can fly until here to enter the zone. So then, what would Mr. Black Sheep do? I will first then look at the chart and start analyzing the risks of when I'm wrong. You don't start opening the chart thinking you're going to make profit. You have to understand the risk if you are wrong. Hypothetical scenario number 1 is if it drops as a red and if I was buying. I can be wrong for approximately 200 pips because US session is just open. So we are taking entry from here, this particular level. This is the opening of US session at 1843.9. So now, if I buy, I might be wrong. And if I'm wrong, how wrong can I be? 120 pips minimum. But if I'm successful, 335 pips is possible. Option number 2, what if it opens here and then flies? 320 pips. But the risk, like I said, 100 pips. If we sell, but then it spikes, then knowing that if you sell here, the risk is 300 pips in the wrong direction, the potential profit is 100, and maximum 270. Maximum, it has to reject in here. So this is your TP point 2. So when you are stuck in a sideways daily, that's when you don't rush. So what you do is, you go to H4. You go into H4, you want to look at the US opening price right now. We are here. So let me change the color to like yellow. I will start looking on the left side. Is there any critical levels that is near this yellow line that can potentially give a strong boost? So I've seen that it is still within this purple box range, correct? So knowing that this purple box, if I pull it to the right side, what's going to happen? It has been playing in here many times, so it becomes a prostitute zone for H4. So now anything that happens up or down, you don't be shocked because it's not fresh anymore, it's hollow. So this is whereby we can use EMA for potential selection of today. So I would recommend for us to find potential EMA levels near our current price for either a buy or sell in the daily, firstly. Okay, so look at here, a crossover that happens. This crossover is within this green line, 1830, 1835. So, regardless if I want to buy, it's going to be in this pink box minimum. Number 2, find crossover, 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 crossover. Oops, another crossover over here. And if I look at this area, it's in this green box. And if I go behind, let me find if there's more crossovers historically here. Nope, that's about it. That's for daily. Okay. Once daily is done, now I want to find where are the crossovers for H4. So let's say H4 crossovers, I'll mark it as deep blue. Okay. One area is somewhere here, if you guys can see this. You see this area? So what is there? So technically the crossover of daily is sharing the same area as this pink box. But we have to filter down. Is there any strong engulfing within this blue region of area? Of course. There's a virgin zone over here that has not been touched for a long time. Engulfing sell meets engulfing buy on H4. Okay. So put here, alongside that, there is EMA in here. Why am I trying to look for a lower price rather than the pink box? Because like I said, I'm not comfortable anymore due to the fact that it has been playing many times. So if a sudden burst of a sell comes in, it will be by the grace of God if it rejects again at the pink box. But if it breaks minimum blue box, you wait. Green box is optimum, but you know you might not get the optimum level for the buy. So for today, for US session, I have 2 potential buy zones, meaning I am not going to take any entry here at the opening of US. My entry will be the reversal of US if it comes in here or if it comes in here. And then what's going to happen? Easy 60, 100 pips. Poop, poop. Either or. If I enter here now, I can be right, but I can be very stressful. You have to agree. Because it can shoot up, it can shoot down. Don't be shocked. Because you guys are asking how to become ultra precise. Correct? So this is whereby I want to teach you trading in the zone first. Because later I will teach you how do we trade in this black zone in order to get the nice movement, the follow through before the reversal happens. But every knowledge has its steps and its pace. Do not overpace yourself. So potential buy zone for today. We are talking about today only. 1, 2. This pink box, high risk. But for 20, 30 pips, you can get. I'm teaching you 100 pips strategy first. So this is for buy. We have cleared out the buy positions of today. What about the sell? So, same thing. We know that the critical level is this. But there must be some levels before the critical weekly daily zone. So, jump into daily again. I want to find crossovers on daily. Historical crossovers that is somewhat near the price. Okay, look at here. 1870.48. So let me just use this blue box. So this area, as we guys can see, in the end of the day, will result to and sharing the same zone from the engulfing zone. That's number one. Let's find another crossover in this region. So for daily, that's only one. Now I go to H4 to look for the sell. So I want to find crossovers on H4. Okay. Now there's one over here. Engulfing sell. This area. Okay. But this area as well has engulfing buy, meets engulfing buy, break, meets engulfing sell. So maybe somewhere in here. Oh shit. Here. But look what happened. The sell has already moved from the box, correct? Meaning, let's say from the peak of this box, it has dropped 124 pips. So to say that this zone is fresh, it's not. So I will delete this as it's not the good crossover. So I will still find more from behind. There must be others. Crossover of a sell. Okay, crossover. Look at this area. This area had a solid crossover, but this is in the buy zone to begin with. So in the end, it shares the same zone with the buy. So we delete that. So meaning to say, for a solid sell, if we are taking engulfing theory and the EMA, is going to be in the blue box. Correct? The second one would be here. The beginning before the crossover happened. This caused the sell, confirmation, engulfing sell. Correct? Because engulfing buy, breaks, meets engulfing sell, engulfing sell. This was the starting point. So therefore, this is still fresh. And hence, I will mark this zone as different color. Let's put it as deep pink. Okay. Okay, this area is potential. But this area as well has been rejected. So we are not in the most precise zone to be trading because it is supposed to come into one of these zones first. But do you guys see the power of when it does hit the zone, it reverses to 300 pips? When it's not in the zone, from a daily and H4 perspective, it's just whacking up and down. So what's going to happen usually, if you are not good at the lower time frame, you are going to get stuck. So therefore, out of all the selections that is available, for US session I'm talking about, there is one zone that I might look for and look out for really well, which is this engulfing sell. Because this engulfing sell area was also from the EMA we just drew that I deleted. But within this area, there's an engulfing buy that breaks. Meets an engulfing sell. Here. So I just take the sharpest point first. So now, this is my potential sell zone for tonight, 1865, my first key level. My buy would be 1823 or 1830. Higher risk over here, but can still work. But the ultra buy is in the green or blue zone. I have 2 or 3 buy zones and I have 1 sell zone up here. for today. So as a trader, if you want to be as profitable as Mr. Black Sheep, I don't chase my entry. I relax and I let it come into the high intensity volume zones. Only then you will see we will be able to make generous profit. Make sense?